What is going on? Listen, end of 2024 right now here. 25 is right around the corner. But the question is your portable cooking game ready for the future? Now, I'm going to drop a 3-part set here where I'm going to look at 4 of the currently top electric pots and cookers that are on the market. And then on December 29th, I am going to world premiere a brand new product from Bouge RV. All right, so the video today is going to be about a set from a company called Hytric. Now, I looked all over Amazon, and there's a lot that are very similar to these, but if you look at the reviews about the way they handle customer service and things like that, you know, these guys come out on top. Some of the companies have a lot of mismatched pieces with their names on them. You can really tell a company's kind of in it, actually, because they have, you know, like matching sets and things and accessories and things like that. So basically that's what brought me to settle on these guys, Hytric. Now, uses for something like these small pots, and like I said, they make a slightly larger pot in your dorm room. Possibly something like this little kettle right here at your desk at work. Currently, I'm in my RV, and when I bought this, I was very specific to buy something very stripped down. You know, I got the sink, but I did not have them put the stove in the countertop here. You know me, if you watch my videos, I change it up, man. I probably cook on something different camping almost every time, or, you know, in kind of a rotation. So I knew I had plenty of things I would want to cook with in here. The challenge is, can't use really any kind of charcoal inside. That's not going to fly. Even gas is kind of, you know, fumes you got going on. That can be toxic. Just the smell of the thing, things like that. So bringing a tank inside, or you run the small ones. But if I'm in the RV and I'm on shore power, or actually I have a solar generator with us, not going to be a problem to run these little pots like this. All right, first thing we're going to talk about is this pot right here. As it sits, I have this pot comes for about $20 for the base. About $25 to get you the steaming tray and a cord. Okay, so here's one thing about this cord. It's a pretty short cord. I mean, what is that, 3 feet, something like that? So you might have to be operating on an extension cord or someplace near what you're doing. So keep that in mind. About 3 pounds, something like that. Lid, nice glass lid. It has draining in the top right here. Like I said, a little steamer basket. And then the pot itself. But I'm going to throw some food in here. We'll get it fired up. See how it works out. All right, we got it all plugged in. So first thing you're going to need is to make sure you read the label that says make sure your plug is pushed in all the way for safety. Then you're going to have 3 positions, 0, 1, and 2. Now 0 clearly is off. Position 1 is going to be the 300 watt position. And position 2 is going to be the 600 watt position. And we're going to start out with that because, like I said, we're going to make a little lunch. So I'm going to start out with a little bit of rice. Please wash your rice. I'm not in this condition, you know, but you should. All right, let's get some water in there. Give her a little stir, and hopefully we should be kicking off. So then, this is why I selected this pot with the steam basket. So what you're going to do, just put that little steam basket right over the top there. Got a little piece of fish. I'm going to put this fish right down inside the little steam pan. Now I got a good sized piece of fish in there. So what you're looking at on here is about 7.5 inches wide on this piece right here. And then when you include the handle, you're just over 14 inches as far as length goes. I'm going to throw a little bit of, I got just a little bit of ginger, Japanese barbecue spice right here. We're going to throw it on top of that fish just like that. I've got a few things to put in here some dumplings. Then we're going to put a little broccoli in there, see how that goes. Let's move that dumpling back here. All right. Throw the lid on that bad boy. Pretty much once I hear it come to a boil, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it down to the 300 watt setting and see how lunch turns out. All right, so while that's cooking my lunch, let's talk about the little kettle. Now, this is the one, I feel like most people who are into camping and things like that are probably the most familiar with something like this. This is the unit I would buy if I was traveling a bit and wanted to, make something to eat in different hotel rooms, things like that, with no problems. Maybe you got somebody in a dorm, like I said, in the camper like this. And just sitting on the tailgate plugged into a power box, you'd really have no problem with doing. So check this out. The familiarity will come to you. So the lid comes off, and basically the heater unit comes out of the inside, just like your classic, water boiler, camping boilers, whatever. Once again, though, we're looking at a very short cord for this one. Probably even shorter. Probably like, oh man, maybe that's 3 feet too, but... so you're not going to get very far with this. But if you're using it right on the counter and your plug was right here anyways, you'd be golden. All right, so let me get this straightened out a little bit. Let's get this plugged in. All right, I think I got it plugged in. This cord's a little stiff, so it's making it sit kind of funny right now. It's just really cold out here, brand new cord, I imagine. It could be a problem. I'm not sure. So then, like I said, you're used to this kind right here. You put the base down, except now you don't have to crack a fire on it, nothing like that. This piece just sits right on top. Now, along with the bottom being a little wobbly here, you put the top on it. So what it is it's a spring-loaded piece that's down here. And so that sits on there, that lets it ride onto the element. All right, let's see if we can get it cooking. Oh, we're going to turn this down. Matter of fact, we're going to turn that one off, I think. That's got a good boil. I let it go a little longer than I should have. All right. So, let's get some water inside of this one. This unit right here, maxed out is 650 milliliters. What is that, like 2 3/4 cups? Something like that. All right, so I'm going to fill it right up to our max line. And I'm actually going to time this. So let's get a timer up real fast. Alrighty. So the way this one works is, over here, right underneath the handle right here, there's a little button. And this unit right here is going to be straight up on 600 watts. Now you got two choices here. You can put it on boil and keep warm. And so what it'll do is bring it up to 212, and then it's going to drop back down until the water hits 175 again. Or the other one is going to be constantly on. So let's do constant on. Started it off, room temperature. I mean, it's 40 degrees out here, something like that. So, and we'll see how long that takes to boil. Okay, so we're just on the 4-minute mark. I don't know if you can see that. And this thing is making all kinds of noise. We're starting to get the little boil bubbles across the bottom. Forgot to mention some of this part earlier. So this pot right here is going to be some kind of a non-stick liner inside of it, Teflon, what have you. At the price point, Chinese-made product like this, I can't be certain with what it is. But this unit right here, which is why I like this one a little better, stainless steel completely, 304 on the inside. Now, we talked about it being shaky a little bit, but she's beautiful right now. So the way this works is you pick this up there, comes right off the kettle. I mean, man, she's actually still kind of cooking. When you're ready, set her right back down on there, and boom, she starts boiling right up again. We are at just 5 minutes, 10 seconds. A couple seconds I had it off the lift there. So on course to probably be 6 minute boiling water, something about like that. All right, so as this comes to a boil, let's talk about some of the things you could do with it. You know, your normal heating up water for your dehydrated meals. I don't know who's using an electric kettle and dehydrated meal. Speaking of dehydrated, ramen noodles, probably the perfect thing. If you look at the volume of this thing, man, how much juice you're gonna put in there, a little bit, about half pot, throw one of these in there, you'd be beauty on some ramen noodles. I'm not actually having ramen noodles today. I'm gonna use this hot water to make a drink. What I got is a little matcha Aya company. So we are at just over 6 minutes, and we're boiling at the bottom very well. All right, so realistically, just under 7 minutes, we're at a good boil. It's 40 degrees here, so this pot started out fairly cold. Like I said, got me a little matcha powder. We're gonna throw it inside of here. We're gonna reach down and click this pot up. Click it off. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna click it onto the boil and keep hot warm section. And so what it did was, since it was already boiling, it kicked itself off. Like I said, this will roll down to 175 degrees, and then it'll kick back in and boil it back up again. Convenient. I was concerned on purchasing this product about the lip. So this little lip right here has a little pour spot in it. The lid does. And this has a little on it right there. So you could realistically put this lid on there. Pour yourself some nice hot water. I mean, it aims well. All right, beauty. Okay, so what are we at? Like 7 minutes, boiling water, you know, plus 3 or 4 of me yammering. Let's see what we got going on in this pot over here. All right, so everything looks beautiful in there. Rice underneath. Let's see what we're thinking about the rice. Fork tender. She's still got a little bit of juice in the bottom of it, if I'm honest. Let's see. She's got just another minute left, so I'm going to turn this back on. See if I can't get a little bit of that water to evaporate off while I set up this plate. All right. Dumplings. They came up very beautiful. Intact, very delicate still. Beautifully steamed. A little side of broccoli here. Let's see if we can get this fish off without busting it. Oh yeah, it's nice. It's very nice. All right. Shut this back down. Get us a little rice. Non-stick surface inside this pot right here. Don't use these tongs. All right, top it off. My secret ingredient. This is a teaspoon of oyster sauce, a half teaspoon of fish sauce, and a tablespoon of mushroom heavy dark soy sauce. And we're just going to dribble a little bit of that over these dumplings here. And we are good to go. Okay, listen, for the budget, like I said, very cheap. Even with the steamer on it, this thing was 25 bucks. This little one was 20. They make a decent size or a middle size pot. That's like 35, something like that. So for a very budget set, other than, you know, this being a little jiggly when we first started out, and kind of needing to get used to how this thing cooks, 300 watts versus 600 watts, something like that. I'd say overall a decent little set. Now, if you like the concept of what's going on here and you need something just a little more upscale, subscribe, because in a few days I'm going to drop a video of another set that I have similar to this, but is extremely premium quality. And then don't forget, 29th of December, world premiere of Bouge RV's new product that's going to change the way you grill. Perfect. I appreciate y'all. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. We'll see y'all later.